Welcome to The Explainer. You ever have one of those days where you're just busy, but you don't actually feel productive? Yeah, this one's for you. We're going to dive into Chris Bailey's The Productivity Project to break down a super simple framework for getting the right things done. So let's start with a big question, one that I think hits home for a lot of us. Our calendars are packed, we're always running around, but is all that busyness actually leading to real accomplishments, or is it just leading to exhaustion? Bailey says there's a huge difference, and understanding it changes everything. To get to the bottom of this, the author Chris Bailey did something kind of wild. He didn't just read a bunch of books. No, he turned his own life into a laboratory for an entire year. He ran some insane experiments, from working a 90-hour week to cutting back to just 20, all to figure out what actually works. And what he found wasn't some crazy, complicated system. It was actually a really simple but powerful framework. So here's how we're going to break it down today. First, we'll look at the 3 core ingredients of productivity. Then we'll get into mastering your time and harnessing your energy. And we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan you can start right away. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1 is all about the foundation of his whole idea. It really starts with rethinking what productivity even is. It turns out, most of us have been looking at productivity completely backwards. It's not about cramming more tasks into your day or working longer. Bailey says real productivity is all about how you manage 3 key things: your time, your energy, and your attention. So this whole idea boils down to asking yourself 3 really simple but incredibly powerful questions every single day. Am I spending my time on the right stuff? Am I working when I'm at my best? And am I actually focused? How you answer these is what really determines how productive you are. Okay, so let's dig into that first ingredient, time. To get a handle on it, you first have to know where it's all going. And Bailey uses this great analogy. Think of your day like a game of darts. First up, let's do some quick math. You're awake for, say, 16 hours a day, right? Well, if you break that down into half-hour chunks, that gives you 32 blocks of time to play with. And here's where that dart analogy comes in. Think of each of those 30-minute blocks as a single dart. You get 32 of them every single day. The real question is, what are you aiming at? Well, according to Bailey, you've really only got 3 dartboards to choose from. The first one is for your most important, high-impact work. The stuff that actually moves the needle. The second is for things that align with your deep personal values. Think family, hobbies, that kind of thing. And then there's that third board, the one he just calls other. And that other dartboard? That's where all the junk time goes, right? The pointless meetings, the endless scrolling on your phone, all this stuff that, let's be honest, won't make your life any better a year from now. So the game is simple. Hit those first 2 boards as often as you can and try to make sure your darts don't land on other. But how do you even know what your highest impact work is? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? To hit that bullseye, you've got to know what you're aiming for in the first place. So, to figure this out, Bailey has this fantastic exercise called the Rule of 3. Just look at these sentences here. Find the one that really matches where you are in your career right now, and then finish it. You'll probably come up with a list of things, but here's the key. Circle only the top 3. That's your bullseye. Okay, so now you know what to work on, but that's just one part of the puzzle, right? The other 2 ingredients, your energy and your attention, are all about how and, maybe more importantly, when you do that work. Because think about it, it's one thing to throw your dart at the right board, it's another thing entirely to hit the bullseye. And that's what energy and attention are all about. Doing your most critical work with total focus when your brain is firing on all cylinders. So we all know we're not running at 100% all day long. The single biggest hack here, the secret weapon, is finding what Bailey calls your biological prime time, or BPT. This is that golden 1 to 3 hour window when you are naturally at your peak. And hey, finding this isn't some guessing game. It's a really simple experiment you can run on yourself for 1 week. The rules are simple. For 7 days, try to cut out stimulants like coffee. Wake up naturally if you can. And then every hour, just set an alarm. When it goes off, take a second and rate your mental energy from 1 to 10. That's it. After a week of doing that, you'll have this amazing personal energy map. It might look something like this. You'll see these super clear peaks, maybe at 9 a.m. and again at 6 p.m., and then those obvious dips, like that dreaded post-lunch slump around 1 p.m. And here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. Everyone's BPT is different. It's totally unique to you. You can see here, Chris Bailey himself is a late morning and evening guy, but the person who put this summary together is an early bird. The whole point is to find your unique energy windows and then guard them like a hawk for your most important work. Okay, so that's all the theory, but how do you actually start doing this? Well, Bailey boils it all down to a super simple 2-week action plan. Here's your 2-week productivity sprint. It's so straightforward. For week 1, your only job is to track your time. Just be an observer. See where those 32 darts are really going. Then in week 2, you shift gears and run that BPT experiment to map out your daily energy levels. Just think about that for a second. In just 2 weeks, you go from flying blind to having a crystal clear roadmap. You'll know exactly what your most important tasks are, and you'll know precisely when you're in the best state to tackle them. I mean, that is a total game changer. And that, right there, is the real promise of what Bailey is talking about. When you get deliberate with your time, your energy, and your attention, you can actually work less and get so much more done. And what does that mean? It means more time for the people you love, for the hobbies you enjoy, for, your life. And that really brings us full circle back to this one final thought from Bailey. Productivity is measured by what you accomplish, not by how busy you are. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just to have a packed schedule. It's to build a life filled with things that truly matter.